Hey creatives, I'm C. Jordan Blacara, and welcome to the Whispering Worth to the World podcast. I'm a master certified life and artist coach who specializes in working with creatives. This is where I share what I would tell my younger self if I could, what I've learned about the art of being human, about our inherent divine equality, and how it all relates to navigating our creative expression in the world. I wrote this blog several years ago when I was watching the Academy Awards, and the message is ageless and timely, so I'm recording it for you here. Don't believe everything you think. Tonight, I watched the Academy Awards, and one of the most moving moments, Graham Moore, winner of the Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay for The Imitation Game, shared this. When I was 16 years old, I tried to kill myself because I felt weird and I felt different and I felt like I did not belong. And now I'm standing here. I would like for this moment to be for that kid out there who feels like she's weird or she's different or she doesn't fit in anywhere. Yes, you do. I promise you do. Stay weird. Stay different. Then later, in a scene from 2 Days, One Night, I read in the subtitles that Best Actress nominee Marion Cotillard said, "I'm nothing." In the moment that her character utters these words, she bursts into tears. No doubt, because it feels so badly to believe you are nothing, like I have. And like, I'm guessing, from the standing ovation bestowed on Graham Moore, like an auditorium full of Hollywood actors, editors, writers, costume designers, sound designers, tech geeks, anyone, directors, producers, and their family and friends has felt. My clients have felt this way too. I want you to know this. You don't have to believe everything you think. I repeat, you don't have to believe everything you think, even and especially if it is about you. When you wrap your mind around that truth, your life can totally change. Just because you have an opinion, even about yourself, does not make it true. Just because you think you're weird doesn't mean you are. And even if you are, so damn what? Just because you think you're different doesn't mean that you are. After coaching hundreds of people, I promise you, we are so much more alike than we are different from one another. And I get that it's so hard to believe, I know, but we share so many fundamental and universal similarities, not only in our hopes and dreams, but in our fears and insecurities. Being different also doesn't mean that you won't be accepted. Just ask Graham Moore. He was the one holding the Oscar that night for his brilliantly written script. Furthermore, the ways in which we might be weird or different pale in comparison to the ways in which we are the same. Graham was speaking not only for 16-year-olds, but for 36, 56, 76, and 96-year-olds. And let me just say, even if you are weird and different, that never, ever means you are nothing. You may recall, decades before Graham Moore's Oscar speech, Sally Field winning the Oscar, exclaiming during her acceptance speech, "You like me, you really, really like me," which indicated a concern that she wasn't really liked, and yet that she hoped in her heart of hearts that she was, especially by her peers, by the Hollywood community, by the movie community, by the people that she thought mattered a lot. I'm sure she has felt weird, different, and like she was nothing many times, like I have, and probably you too. What if Graham and Marion, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Forgive me, French speakers. So what if Graham and Marion and Sally and you and me didn't believe everything we thought? What if we fully understood that what we think is actually a choice? We have the option of changing and choosing what we think about ourselves and anything else for that matter. What if we began to master the process of thinking on purpose? And what if we learned that the degree of pain produced by thoughts like I'm nothing is not an indication of truth, but of the exact opposite? Literally the exact opposite. It is an indication of how patently false, off base, and incorrect that statement is. What if I'm weird is your way of saying there's something wrong with me? If that's the case, that is never true. What if the exact opposite is actually what's true? There's never been anything wrong with you, and there never will be. What if I'm different isn't actually true? Sure, we look different, we like different things, we prefer different experiences, but at our core, we share the same essential nature, the same divine origins, the same eternal spirit. What if I don't belong couldn't ever possibly be true? Because we all belong to the human race. We all belong to life. Yes, we may feel less comfortable in certain settings. Yes, there may be people who don't want to include us. Yes, there are people we wouldn't want to go to lunch with, but we all, and I do mean all, every single one of us, have a right to be. We have a right to our life. We have a right to our existence. And we all always belong to the human tribe. The grimace and the tears that contort Marion Cotillard's face are not a result of finally admitting something that is excruciatingly true about herself or her character in the movie. They are simply an indication of the vast difference between what she is believing about herself and what is really, absolutely, eternally true about her and about you and me. It's the difference between I'm nothing and I am made of that thing that made everything. She is a soul having a human experience, co-creating with source energy, which shines its light on and through her, always, without conditions. Even when you're 16 years old and believing you're weird, you're different and you don't belong. And even when you're believing it's so hard that you contemplate and attempt suicide. My wish for everyone is to understand what is really absolutely eternally true about them always. And if they're weird, so be it. If they're different, awesome. If they think they don't belong, I certainly don't believe it. I think we all belong to the planet, if nothing else. If they think they're nothing and they're my client, I teach them not to believe what they think. And I also explain what the negative emotion produced by this type of thinking actually means, which certainly isn't that it's the absolute intrinsic truth about you. It's showing you the chasm between what the core of you knows to be true and what you are telling yourself in your brain. The vast gap between those 2 points of view. So until next time, if you're weird and you know it, clap your hands. Hey creatives, want to learn more? Go to www.createanyway.today/about.